So this last week I've been thinking about what kind of to make a video about and watching some of the content from other YouTube creators. A lot of it's this crash, but it's very interesting because involved with the crash, you now see people saying it's going to be coming in 2026. We've already talked about 2026. We also talked about my opinions on how when everyone feels a certain way, it kind of scares me because I want people to think opposite. I want people to think that a crash isn't coming. And so then the crash will come because, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of like the opposite, the majority opposite is what kind of happens. Of course, we'll see. You know, like I said, I do think 2026, the market will crash or we'll see a bigger dip. People will start leaving. But again, I think that's completely dependent on the 10th generation, what they do with it. It's very interesting because you see people saying a lot more. Pokemon's not printing booster boxes as many, so it's kind of like, here's your first wave or second wave from Mega Evolutions. Evolutions block, they're doing like 2 waves is what it seems like. So either, you know, that's it. Like you get this first initial wave or this first and second initial wave. And then it's kind of like your booster bundles, your UPCs, SPCs, your collector boxes, all this ancillary stuff. Or what more people are starting to say is, what if the reason that there's not as many booster boxes, or they're waiving it? So obviously Pokemon has known for this Mega Evolutions and like Phantasmal Flames and stuff, they've had the time to get ahead of this, to print. So like when Prismatic Evolutions, they came out in the beginning of the year and said, we are aware of this, we are going to print more and all this stuff. At that time, they were supposed to be printing Evolutions and especially Phantasmal Flames. So you would think with Phantasmal Flames especially coming out that there would be a fuck ton of product, right? If the printers are busy and they're just going 24/7 non-stop, besides when something breaks or they run out of ink or whatever the case may be, you think there'd be a shit ton. But apparently they're splitting it up again in 2 ways. Everyone who with distros like, they just don't have enough, like Pokemon can't keep up. So now people are saying, what if Pokemon's been printing like other stuff, like the later sets, or not the later sets, but like the Destined Rivals and the Surging Sparks, the bigger sets, and kind of reprinting those, and they, instead of distributing them or dropping them on the side or whatever, they are like putting them back. Different sides, you have the Nostalgianomics people, and then you have like, we're just gonna go ahead and say like Team Rocket Joey, Henry Poke Corner or something like that, where they're like, and that's where I kind of stand on, is I feel like Pokemon has probably, more than likely, hopefully been printing a shit ton of product, hopefully more booster boxes, and we are going to get a mass dump around the holidays. But here's the thing is, what if we don't? What if I've been reprinting, but it's not booster boxes or booster bundles? What if it's ETBs? What if it's just like individual packs for like collector boxes or UPCs or SPCs or whatever? Obviously Danny Phantom, he came out with a video and he was saying how, what they need to do is, instead of like getting a booster box, which is 1 SKU with 36 individual packs, they need to just print individual packs and put them in collector boxes, or in, you know, sell them as individuals, like they're doing, like they did with Journey Together at Walmart, where nobody was buying them, and stuff like that. And that's how you fix the market, which I completely disagree with. I think it doesn't matter. In my opinion, to fix this market, you have to start from the top. And the top is going to be those booster boxes. You got to get those booster boxes down in price. If you don't get those down in price, nothing else is going to stick. So obviously, like Highlight Masquerade, Surging Sparks, you've seen their booster or their ETBs. Their ETBs were sitting at like $100. Now they're sitting at like 70, 65. But the problem is that's temporary, right? Once the Amazons, the Targets, the Walmarts, and all that stuff, once they stop having those ETBs, they're going to shoot right back up. Top echelon of products, right? If that's 500, 600, 700 bucks, well, fucking ETBs are going to go up them. They're going to go up like crazy. And again, and that's just my opinion. It doesn't mean that I'm right. You're very entitled to your own opinion. So if you think that Danny Phantom, which he probably is right, he's been around. Look, he's been around this way longer than I have. Okay, I've been back since, I guess, really when he came back too. But he's obviously been making videos longer and following Pokemon longer and stuff like that, where I've just kind of been like, oh, this is cool. Like, I'm gonna go to Walmart, I'm gonna get a couple packs or an ETB or a couple booster boxes and just put it, you know, just open them with my kid, you know, like none of this Poke investing or Poke tubing, or really card value wasn't even a thing until, at least for me, you know, later on in pretty much in the Scarlet and Violet era is when it started for me. Like I said, I had the Mewtwo from Shining Legends, and I think like back in the day it was like I don't even know, we didn't even like look up cards. Like we knew like this is the top hit in the set, and like that's cool that you got it. And obviously it meant like value, but it didn't mean like $500,000 fucking dollars like these new cards are. What if Pokemon has been doing this? What December, January, February, you know, like it is just an onslaught of booster boxes, ETBs, bundles. All this product is just getting thrown at us, from Twilight Masquerade or Paldean Fates or 151 to present day, right? Like, I don't think Journey Together is going to get a bunch of reprints. They're supposed to be. I haven't really heard anything about like booster boxes, because everybody was kind of freaking out about the booster boxes. If the booster boxes were going to be enhanced versus non-enhanced, waiting on, because then that one box that's not being reprinted, if it's not, it is going to shoot up. But for me, I don't think Black Bolt White Flare, even though a lot of people like Black Bolt, I don't think that's really going to be on Pokemon's focus. I think it's going to be like your Paldean Fates 151, your Twilight Masquerade, your Surging Sparks, and then like I said, your Destined Rivals. I think that those are kind of like, when you think about the last half ish of Pokemon, of Scarlet and Violet, that's what you think about. And I think that's what Pokemon is aware of. And so let's say they drop all that, right? Well, then, you know, it might quench the demand. Obviously, prices would go down a lot. Single prices would be going down. Sealed prices would be going down. A lot of the product value would be going down. I don't think it would be a thing. So like, I think for new sets that have yet to be released, I think that those would hold their value longer. Like, I still think we'd see $260s to $300 for booster boxes when they first come out. Like, you could have Scarlet and Violet where those booster boxes, let's say they get to $200, been reprinted, mass dropped, where this new stuff, you still may have to wait like 6 months, 9 months, yeah, a year and a half, you know, you just don't know. So you have that argument. You have the argument of Pokemon has just been holding this stuff back. They're going to mega dump it for the holidays, make a shit ton of money to start off the beginning of the year. And at that point, they'd probably, honestly, I don't know what they would do. I would hope that they would just drop it on the Pokemon Center's website at this point, because it's hard to trust anybody else, but who knows? And then you have the other people, Pokemon can't keep up. And for me, I don't agree. I don't think the number one IP, the company that makes the most money in the world, I think that they can't keep up. I think, I don't care what people say, where they're like, Pokemon just build another facility. Pokemon can't just, they gotta wait for these baseball cards to be printed and shit like that. Like, they don't, if they don't want to. They could sit there, if some baseball, like let's say Topps, they're coming out or they're currently using like half the printing facility or a quarter or whatever the case may be. If Pokemon says like if they own the facility and they say we need to be printing more product, they could just pay them, you know. So I don't believe that, at least for me personally. Or even if they couldn't, let's say like legally, like it just didn't make sense for them to do that, they could build another building. They could get you know, all the machines up and running super quick, get people trained on them. You know, even if you have a clusterfuck of a situation, like I've been at plants where they first opened up and half the people are complete idiots and then the other half, you know, quick learners. Again, that's still more product that's coming. May not do a bunch, but it's still better than nothing. 2 more things. The other thing, which I find very concerning, right, is you have all of these people that are all thinking the same thing. Pokemon's going to reprint this. They're going to drop a shit ton. Where, especially YouTubers that you guys watch and you guys support. But again, I'm not going to tell you who to support, who not to support. But like, for me personally, I find it very disturbing to watch people make content about what they're picking up, right? So like, you can't even get a booster box without paying $400, but they're over there buying cases of Destined Rivals, Mega Evolutions, Prismatic Evolutions, and they're like, I just hate how the prices are, but I just gotta have it. And then they turn around, and they bitch and complain and cry about the way the prices are. It's like, well, idiot, don't fucking buy the products. Like, again, it's so funny because they'll be like, well, one of them, he's blown up recently. He does like live streams when Pokemon product drops, so I think that really helps out his channel, because some of the other content, in my opinion, is not really worthy of making content about. So that's why, like I said, I don't make content that way. I make videos about what he's buying, and he's buying 100 of certain products of a certain set because he's very bullish on it. But here's the thing, and people aren't understanding this. He self-admits it. He's only been here since 151. 151, I think, was the only Pokemon that he's ever opened, like, in his life. And then I think after that, then he hit Sword and Shield stuff. But that's why he's so, like, into Pokemon right now. And if you look at his past experience with his past YouTube, which is on his same YouTube channel, just farther down, he was an investor, a stock investor. So it's like, it's concerning because he rubs it in your face or in people's face of all this product he's buying and it, you know, thousands and thousands of dollars, but then you can't even get anything. But at least when you bitch about the price, you're bitching about the price because you're not able to buy anything. These people, and another one, which I'm not going to say anything about, I'm not going to say his name, because he's friends with a really, really big YouTuber, and I just, even the likelihood of anybody seeing this is just, they're not there. But he's buying all these cases too, and he's bitching about it. And he was one of those people that's like, just calm down, just wait, just put money aside. We'll get it at MSRP, you know? And then he's like, I got FOMO. It's like, just be consistent and don't rub it. And he's getting a lot of shit. Like, you know, he's getting a lot of shit for people that are like, you fucking said to wait, and then you're over here buying X amount of Destined Rivals cases. And he's like, well, everyone's situation's different. It's just frustrating. But let's just say that Pokemon doesn't reprint booster boxes. It's only collector boxes. What do you do? What do you do if you're, you know, it's only Mega Evolutions on, right? Like, they just say fuck it to everything. From Scarlet and Violet, besides in individual packs, collector boxes, tins, chests. What do you, if you are one of those people who believe in MSRP or bust, do you give in and go, I just really want this set? Or, you know, do you just miss out forever? And this is my opinion. And this is what I'm going to do, is I do think for certain things we are going to get reprints. I have no idea how big or little they're going to be. You know, according to Pokemon Center's website, we'll be getting more Destined Rivals booster boxes later this year. I'm going to hope that I can get some, at least one. Just one. That's all I want. I just want one. I'm not going to open it. I'm just going to keep it for like 15, 20 years. We'll see what happens. But I can at least go have that. If Scarlet Violet ever gets reprinted and it's all $400,000, $500,000, fuck it. It's over. If you either you pay right now at the lowest it's going to be, or you miss out. What I'm going to do, I'm going to miss out. and I'm gonna be okay with it. I'm going to, and I've made this in other videos, I'm going to get Pokemon Center ETBs, booster boxes from hopefully Pokemon Center and a couple other places that I know of at MSRP, and I'm going to hold on to them. Eventually, I will be able to trade into said booster box. So, you know, Destined Rivals, in 2 years, I might be able to trade 2 booster boxes for 1 Destined Rivals. But I won't be paying, technically I'll be paying market, right? But at that time, it's like I bought these, as long as what I care about is what I say to you guys, that's what I want to give to you guys. So if I'm sitting here saying MSRP, that's what I'm doing. I'm doing MSRP, right? And if I don't, or if I think like this is a different way that I want to go about it, then that's how I'm going to go about it. So if I want to go, okay, I'm going to buy 2, 3, 4, 5 a case, 2 cases later on down the line, I'm going to buy these and I eventually will trade into them. I'm going to tell you guys, that's what I would do. I would buy this, whatever you can get for MSRP that you can afford, without losing your nut over, and then hold on to it. And then you can trade in. Even if you have to trade a case, if you have to trade a case of a set that is a shitty set, Emerald Disguise or whatever that it's going to be, for English, they're saying that it's supposed to be Mega Zygarde is supposed to be the theme of that set. I'm going to tell you something, in my opinion, which again, take it however you want it. But if that's true, and it is a Mega Zygarde set, it's going to be ass. Like, it should have been Mega Rayquaza. And if it's a Mega Zygarde, I think the Mega Zygarde's just fucking stupid. I think a lot of the Megas that they've done, like for Alligator, that's like one of my favorite Pokemon. And they turned him into a fucking, like, bobblehead. Totodile. So, if they make a set, primarily Zygarde, Mega Zygarde, like, I played when Zygarde first came out. It is a fucking stupid Pokemon, and it's a fucking stupid Mega, and it will be an ass set. Unless they do some fucking, like, Gengar or some other Pokemon. So, like, for example, you get that, and let's say everyone hates that fucking set. Buy a case of it for hopefully, I mean, I'm not going to pay $800 for a case, but if you want to, like, $800 case, $200 a booster box. And watch what happens. Watch, and you know, in a couple of years, that case is going to be $1,500, $2,000, and you can sell it for whatever you want, even if you want something later than Sword and Shield, you want like Sun and Moon or something like that. So I hope that makes sense. These 2 different arguments about reprinting, not reprinting. I think eventually, regardless of what Nostalgianomics wants, Pokini made a video, and he was talking about how he's never once mentioned, and I think he's right. I just think that I think he's a douche about things sometimes, but he's never said like he wants booster boxes to be like $500 or whatever, like when they first come out, like Nostalgianomics is. So for me personally, I think, you know, you have 2 different people. You have Nostalgianomics people who they don't even give a shit about this hobby. They don't fucking care. All they care about is dollars going up. That's all they care about. And then you have people that just want to be able to collect and open, and to be able to open with their kids. You know, I would love to be able to go to Walmart and open with my kids, you know, and be able to get a couple packs, but can't find anything. And it just, you know, and if you do find something, you're like, well, fuck, I don't want to open it, you know, because I'm probably going to get dick, and you could have had like $100, you know, or that might have been the only chance to find it for a very long time. So it's kind of my thoughts on it. I think hopefully we get a shit ton of product dropped. Hopefully it's a bunch of booster boxes. Pokemon just like shocks and awes everybody, because at this point, even I think that they're not, like, I thought that they're not reprinting booster boxes. Like, it's just like bullshit, like booster bundles, vector boxes and stuff like that. But they prove us wrong, and if they do, I'll be extremely happy as long as I can get some. But if not, I'll be happy for you guys if you guys get some too. But anyways, yeah, hopefully they're reprinting. If not, they don't reprint and you missed out on Scarlet and Violet, don't make the same mistake. Collect every single set, buy every single booster box, get as many as you can within reason. Don't be a dickhead. Don't be walking out with 5 booster boxes from an LGS, and then there's a kid behind you and you got the last 5, and there's a little kid with his mom or dad or whatever, and not let him get one. If you do that, you're a piece of shit, and fuck you. We'll just see. But eventually, this will all calm down. Collect, even if you don't like it, collect it, and eventually you'll be able to get what you want. So, anyways, guys, have a great week. I'll be back Friday, hopefully, if I can get over this sickness. Be back Friday with another video. And like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate you guys watching the channel. And we're almost at 50, which is great. Appreciate it. Love it. Love seeing that go up. Love engaging with you guys. See you guys in the next one. Peace.